In the past class, we have discussed regarding, right? In the past class, we have discussed regarding your track maintenance. Okay. So in today's class, we will be discussing regarding what are the railway station and what kind of an amenities that we need to provide at the railway stations that we will be seeing in this particular class. What are the railway stations? What are the different types in it? What are the amenities that we need to provide in the railway station, right? So this is all we are going to discuss in our today's class. Okay. Now, as you know, what are railway stations? Okay. Now, railway stations is nothing but a place where a railway line where the train are going to have, or they are going to halt for some time at these stations. It is a line, right? It is a place on a railway line where the trains, right? It is going to stand for certain duration of time, right? So that is nothing but we call it as an railway station. Okay, that is nothing but your railway station. Now, what are the different purposes why the railway is going to halt for some amount of time? Okay, so that is the thing what we need to see now. Okay, now in order to have the exchange of passenger, in order to have the your their departure and arrival, right? What we are going to have is, in order to have the exchange of passengers, right? We are going to have in your railway stations. So if a person want to move from one place to another place, he had to board and he had to leave it. So this is what your exchange of passengers is. Now, exchange for goods. Now with the railways, not only we are moving the passengers, we are also carrying, right? We are also carrying the goods, right? We are also moving the goods from one place to another place. So here, this is how it is going to help, right? These are the railway station. The exchange of goods will be done from these railway station for control of train movements. See, on a one track, right? We cannot move two trains. So in order to have the control of the rail movement, you have normally seen that on a larger, or say on a bigger railway station, you will not find only a single permanent way. You will be seeing there will be good number, say around 4 or 5, or say in a large stations where the junctions will be there. There will be, you have seen that the 10 permanent way, or the 10 up to 10 railway lines you have seen. So this is what, for the control of movement of the train, we will be having the railway stations. Okay. Now, to enable the train on a single line track to cross from the opposite direction. So again, wherever the points and your junctions will be there, or wherever the crossing of trains will be there, right? So at, in order to have the traffic movements, we are going to provide the railway line. Okay. Now, for taking diesel, coal, water for the locomotives and all, we will be using this railway stations. Then for detaching engines and running staff, right? If a person, for a detaching engine, see, suppose, right? Suppose this is your train, right? This is your train. These are the bogies, right? Now the train was moving, having an engine over here. This is your engine, right? This is your engine. Now earlier, this particular engine was moving in this direction, right? Now, if I want to move in this particular direction backwards, right, I need to shift this particular engine over here, right? So if I want to shift an engine, I need to detach it. I need to detach this particular engine, and I need to shift it over here. So in order to do that, what we are going to do, we will be, again, this engine will be taken, right, on this particular track, and I will bring here, right, and then I will attach it over here. So this is done wherever the railway stations or say the too many number of permanent ways are there we can do this. So exchange or for detaching the engines and to have the running staff, what we are going to do, we will be using this particular railway station. For detaching or attaching the compartments and wagon, so this is what I have just told you now. So this is why we will be using the railway station. This is how the railway station will be used. Now we will be seeing where we can have the railway station or the site selection criteria in order to have the railway station, where we can have the railway station, that we will be seeing. Okay, now for selecting a site for a railway station, the following factors should be considered. First is acquisition of land. Okay, now we needed to have the acquisition of land. Now, sufficient land area which should be able to include the single or double tracks, right? Additional lines, station buildings, platform, cabins, staff quarters, and additional land for future expansion needed to be acquired. Now, wherever we cannot have the railway station wherever we want, right? So in order to have the railway station, we should have the good amount of area in and around, so that if we want to have a number of lines, if we want to increase the number of the tracks, right? And if we want to have the station building, platform, double track, cabins, right? And staff requirement, if it is there, it has to be fulfilled. Okay, so it has to be fulfilled in these particular the areas, right? So that we need to have a large amount of area in and around the station. We need to have the large or the good amount of area we need to have in around the station, so that we should able to have the expansion for your additional line, station buildings, platform, cabins, right? Station, your staff quarters and all. The land should be sufficient quantity of land should be there. Then a proximity to the town or village. The station site should be close to the town or village as far as possible to facilitate the transport, right? So it should not happen that your railway line, or your your station is far away from the city or from the village, so that it becomes difficult to reach the people. No, it should be very near to your to your village or to the city, right? Wherever it is, so that the movement of the passenger should become easy. Okay. Next is the nature of the land. Okay. The land area should be preferably on a ground level, right? On a level ground for a convenience and the safety, right? In India, it is permissible to have the gradient in the station yard 1 in 400. So one vertical and 400 horizontal. This much should be the gradient, right? So that we need to have in order to have these particular stations. So if we have the railway stations in the hilly areas and all, it will become difficult, so that again the trains will be sliding down effect will be there. So in order to avoid that all those conditions, what we need to have is we need to have the railway stations on say on preferably on a ground level with having the gradient say 1 in 400. Okay, so this is permitted till having the slope of 1 in 400 is permitted, till 1 in 400 is permitted according to the Indian Railways. Now next is approach roads to the station site. Okay, now approach road should be there in order to from the roads to the railway station, which is going to collect from the village to the say collecting from the town or a village to the station. Okay, now station site alignment. Okay, now station site should never be located on a curves, as far as possible should not be near the curves also. The alignment of the track for both approaching and departing train should be straight, otherwise the signals will be difficult to see. Okay, now what is going to happen if we are going to have the stations So your site station, right, should be never it should be never located on the curves, right? If the station is going to be located on curves, then on curves, as you already know that, right? The see the site, or if you want to see the signal, it will become a difficult in order to see the signal. So your station should be located on a straight path or the straight line. It should be always located, it should not be located on a curved path. Okay, now the site drainage, the site should have the quick drainage facilities and minimum grade of, right, one in 1,000 is recommended in the station yard. Okay, the in case of a rainy season, if your station is not going to have the proper drainage facility, then the entire track will be flooded with your rain water, and the track will not be visible, right? So in order to avoid that, what we should have is the proper site drainage, that is your track drainage facility should be properly, it should be maintained. Next is the station amenities. The station should have amenities like water supply, right? Good amount of water supply, coal, diesel, electricity should be provided at the station. Okay. Next is type of station and the yard. A station may be either through type or terminal type. The shape of the plot acquisition for the site will depend upon the location of the building. So now in our further classes, we will be discussing what are the different types of stations and yards will be there, right? So that we are going to discuss. So a station may be either a thorough type or a terminal type. The shape of the plot to be acquired for a station site should depend upon the locations of the station building. Okay, now role of authorities. The civil and military authorities should be consulted before the final selection of the site, right? We cannot have, right, directly wherever the site we want. We should take the permission of the civil and the military authority, the defense also, and the civil authority also, right, in order to have the site selection for the your railway track. So overall, the railway should be the good amount of, in order to have the railway station, right, we need to have the good amount, ample amount of the land should be available, right? It should be very near to the village or a town, right? And we should have the on it on a level ground, right? And it should be very near to your the roads, right? And the station site alignment, it should be present on a straight track, right? It should not be situated on a curved track. Proper drainage should be there, proper amenities should be there, right? And then we should take the authority of the local and the military authority before we should we have the your railway station. Okay, so this is what how the site selection criteria for your railway stations. Okay, this is how your site should be there for the railway stations. Next is the requirements of a railway station. Okay, now what are the requirements of a railway station? It should have the basic facilities, right? It should have the basic facilities for public, right? It should have provide the basic facilities for the staff, traffic staff, right? Means those who are moving from one place to another place, right? And police, right? It should have the facilities for the trains also. It should have the facilities for the locomotives, right? That is your engine, bogies, right? All things it should have. Then that there should be provision for the development of the railways. So this is what your the railway should have. Okay. Now we will see what facilities should be there for the public, right? In a railway station, what kind of a facilities should be there for a public? Okay. Now public facilities will be having, right? The station should have the booking office, right? Booking office for say your departure and the arrival, right? Booking of the tickets where the it should be done. Booking of the tickets, say if you want to move from logistic from one place to another, so booking office should be there. Goods and passenger platform with or without shed. Okay. Now goods and passenger platform, right? Goods and passenger platform should be there, right? Platform is a place where your goods and the passenger will be either they are going to enter into the railway or they will be waiting right beside your railway track, right? Beside your railway track, just I will show you what is a platform exactly. You will know, you will be knowing it, but still, right? I will be showing what is platform. So this is, we call it as a platform where the people will be getting, they will be having in and out into the railway station. So into your trains or into your railway. So this is a place where the people will be entering and will be coming out from the train, and also the in and out of the your goods will be done. So you already know it, what is platform. Okay, then we will see your proper arrangement for drinking water should be there in order to have the drinking water for the people, right? And then refreshment room, canteen should be there, right? Canteen should be there. Sanitary arrangement, like your WCs and all, it should be there. Inquiry office, telephone, post office, right? All things should be there, right? Then station name board, right? Station name board, waiting and resting room, suitable lighting and ventilation arrangement, and the public telephone. All these facilities, amenities should be there in your railway station. Okay, it is for public. Facilities for traffic staff and police. Okay, a station should provide adequate facilities for the traffic staff. Traffic staff is nothing but, say, if a driver, right, your locomotive driver, right, they will be moving from one place to the another place. Suppose for example, if they are coming from Mumbai, and they will be entering from a Mumbai to Bangalore, right? So now Bangalore, it is he don't have the home over there. So right, what should be there? The rest room for those particular, say, your driver or your TC ticket check, right? All these say arrangement should be there for their living in that particular place. Okay, and police, as per requirements, to enable to them their performing duties in their best way. So we should have the staff room, right? We should have the retiring rooms, and we should have the quarters for the staff should be we should have in for your traffic staff and the police staff. Traffic staff is nothing but the people who are moving from one place to another. It is going to have TC, right? TC will be there, your locomotive engine driver will be there, right? N number of people will be there into this particular category, right? And police will be moving from one place to another place, so they should have the proper facilities. Okay, now what kind of facilities we should have for the trains? Okay, now the trains should have the arrangement for controlling the movement of the trains by means of signal, right? And a good amount of the signals should be there in your railway station, so that the accident should not happen, right? And arrangement for the movement and recording of the trains, right? It is momentum of the trains will be managed by the signals, and recording of the train should be done by manually, and by having the automatic signals. Then sufficient number of your receiving and sorting and departuring of the trains. So sufficient number of sidings is nothing but your sufficient number of the tracks should be there, right? And then we should have the sufficient amount of a platform, so that the people and the goods can have the in and out, right, into the train. Now, requirements of a locomotive, there should be a water column should be there. So in your railway stations, you have seen the water column, right? The water column, it is meant for, say, the maintenance of your railway track, or the cleaning of your trains, as well as your permanent way also, right? You have seen it, right? There will be the water column will be maintained beside the track, right? So that should be there into your railway track, right? So we will see what is water column in the railway station, right? Water column. Right? So this is what the water column is. So this is meant for the maintenance of the tracks, right? This is what the water column is. Okay, so this is meant for, say, the cleaning of the train, right, as well as your permanent way. So this is how the vertical pipe will be there, and this is how the water column should be there on the railway track for the maintenance of the railway track. See, this is how the railway, your water column will be managed. Okay, so this is regarding your water column. Then we should have an adequate quantity of your fuel store and supply. We should have the enough quantity of fuel store, and the supply facility should be there. Then cleaning and examining of the locomotives, right? If you want to have any kind of a maintenance work, that should be done on your railway track, right? On that should be done at your stations and all, right? Inspection of vehicles and the locomotives, turntable for changing the direction of the locomotives, right? The turntable is nothing but, just now I have shown you how we are going to change the pace of the locomotives. So this is nothing but the turntable, right? Then next is residential accommodation and rest waiting for the railway staff. So this is what your railway station should have. Now, the classification of the railway station, right? According to the station can be classified according to the operational and the functional characteristics. It can be classified according to the operational classification and the functional classification. So in an operational classification, we are going to have the blocked stations, right? We are going to have the block stations. In block stations, we are going to classify it into block your class A, class B, class T stations in the according to their importance. Now, non-block stations is going to be classified under the class D of the stations, and then special class stations. Next is the functional classification, right? We are going to have the non-junction, right? Non-junction or a wayside station, and then next is junction station, and next is the terminal station. So we will have what we will see one by one what these are, right? We will see classification of stations, we will see one by one. Okay, now block stations are sort of compartments into which the railway line is divided or established safely, space the trains behind. Okay, and this is what is block station is. These are the stations where the movement of the train is going to be controlled by the signals. Okay, here any train, if it is going to, if it want to move right from that particular station, it should be operated, it should be operated by the signal, or it should be the momentum of that particular train will be according to the signal. See, you have seen the different types of signal, that is red, yellow, green signal, right? On whenever you visit your railway station, you will be seeing all these kind of a signal. So red is a signal of say stop, yellow is ready to go, and green is it is departure, right? So these momentum of the train will be continue, it should be surely dependent upon these particular signal. If the signal are shown, right, then only these vehicles will move, or the trains will move over that particular station. So these we call it as a block stations. Okay, now a block station is a place on a railway line which is going to have the permission to approach and authority to proceed, right? Once, right, the permission is given to those particular train on the momentum of that particular train on say those particular stations, then only these railway or these trains will move over that particular station. So that these kind of stations we call it as the block stations. Okay, next is we are going to see what are non-block stations. These are called as the flag stations, right? They are situated between the two consecutive block stations. Now how in between the block stations, right, we are going to have very small stations, right, where there will be no signals, right? These type of stations do not have any apparatus or staff for controlling the momentum of the train, right? So the momentum of the train in these particular type of stations will be, it is completely independent. They don't say wait for any signal, right? Or the signals will not be there in order to move over those particular stations, right? So while moving in the train, you might have seen such many small stations where you don't find any staff or any signal which has been managed. Non-block stations do not define a boundary of any block station. Now, special class stations are those who are not covered under your type A, type B, type C, and type D types of your classifications. Now, non-junction or a wayside station. These stations, right, of an arrangement for crossing an up and a down for a train, overtaking train, or the your over say overtaking of the trains. Now, what are junctions train? Right, whenever there are wherever there are a number of tracks, they are going to meet at one particular point. Right, we call that particular point as a junction. Right. So here near to Belgaum, we are going to have say one Londa junction is there, right, where you can see, right, you can see that n number of, say, multiple number of tracks are there at that particular Londa junction, right? So whenever you are going to approach from Hubli to Belgaum, or is nothing but, right, your crossing is nothing but, just a minute, you already know it, but still I'll tell what is crossing. You already know it. Why we will be waiting near to that Londa station is the reason. I'll tell you why you are waiting. Just a minute. See, this is your track. This is your track. Now, this is your station, right? On a single track, now what is going to happen? You need to diverge. You need to have n number of, say, number of tracks over this particular point. So here, what you will be having, you will be having the point stand crossing, right? So again, probably again you will be having, say, number of tracks will be generated, say somewhere from here you are going to have the number of tracks. So that is the reason why you need. Yes, screen is visible to you. Yes, screen is visible, Padmashri.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So here now the train is coming from here, and suppose there is an one more train will be coming from here. So if we allow without say waiting the one train to come over the another, right, if we without waiting, we are telling, suppose from here one train is coming, right, and here one train is already there. So if I give a time, right, if I give the time why we stand on these particular station is, right, if I give a time, so this particular train can move into, say, here there will be one more track will be there, so they can move from on a single track itself. They can move from a single track itself. So that is the reason why normally we will be halting near to your junction station, normally near to your Hubli or near to your Belgaum, near to your Londa station. Normally, we will be will be waiting for certain amount of time. So this is how the station is going to be important, right? They are going to facilitate the interchange of traffic between the main and the branch lines. So this is what I was telling. In order to have the interchange of the traffic from the main line and the branch line, we need to have the junction station to enable engine to release at a junction for servicing, right? At a junctions, we will be having the servicing work and all, right? Any kind of a small servicing work, it can be done at the junction station. Terminal station, okay. A station at which the line or one of its branches terminate or continuity of line is going to stop is called, we are going to call it as a terminal station. Terminal station is where one particular railway line, if it is going to stop, right? If it is going to stop, such kind of a station, we call it as a terminal station. For example, we are going to have the terminal stations at Howrah, which is there in your West Bengal and Mumbai, because beyond these stations, right? Suppose there is a the boundary, right? If it is now this is your land boundary, right? And here there is a sea or there is a water is there, right? If a one railway line is running over from this particular point, if it is going to stop here only, right? We call that as your terminal station, where we are going to stop the continuity of the railway line. So it is in such stations, what kind of an activity we are going to do is we are going to have the servicing engine, right? Servicing of the engine, and for the marshalling vehicles are we are going to provide at the terminal station. Okay, so next is we will be seeing regarding in today's class, we have seen what are railway station, what kind of a facility should be there at the railway station, right? What are the location requirement should be there at these particular railway stations, right? And then what are the different classification of a railway station we have seen, right? In our next class, we will be seeing what is station yard, right? In our next class, we will be seeing what is a station yard, and then we will be seeing what is passenger yard, what is goods yard, what is marshalling yards, right? And layout for marshalling, locomotive yard, all these things we are going to see in our next class. And probably in our next class, we will be finishing what are the amenities that should be there at your railway stations and all that we are going to finish in our next class. And after that, we will be seeing, right, after this particular amenities and all, we will be seeing regarding monorail, metro rail, what kind of a facilities should be there, right? All these things we are going to see in our next classes. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is there any doubt? Is there any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. You send your attendances. Send your attendances on your chat box. Why less attendance is there today? Internal effect? Is it internal effect, Padmashri?
Don't know, sir.
What was the, this is the second class, right? What was the strength in the first class? Which class was that? Morning 8:30?
No, sir. No class, sir.
Why?
HOD sir will take after 10:30. He will take at 10:30.
Okay, fine. Okay, attendance is over. We'll finish.